Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back, and yes, today we're going to be talking about some of the news that came out of Community Day, or at least some of the tweets that I've seen from guys who were actually there, and also some leaked stuff that came out. Unfortunately, I'm not showing any of that. 2K has striked down my channel before for showing stuff early. They've striked down my channel for other reasons. Not trying to get striked down. If I'm just talking about it like this, pretty sure I'm good to go, but I definitely can say if you're looking for ratings of teams from the 76ers to the half of the Nuggets, I guess, those, I did post those on my Twitter. I don't think there's any way they can strike me down on there. So, yeah, those are on there. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely be sure to check those out. And, yeah, there's tons of great stuff on there. I'll touch on that in a little bit, but I really want to talk more about the stuff that's confirmed, because that stuff right there, it was from a video that a guy posted just on YouTube that I saw. I was like, wow, there's a video. How is no one seeing this? But it's just a guy who posted it, and he literally just goes through the rosters. He looked at some players, some of the rookies and things like that, like Don Maker, Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown, which was cool. I got to see screens of him, one of my favorite guys coming into the league this year. But yeah, I want to talk about the things that are confirmed from a guy who was there, a media member from Germany. Nick did do a video on this. A lot of people probably have done videos on this by now, but I wanted to touch on a few things that I thought was pretty awesome. A couple of them were my team related, some of them were other thing related, but yeah, let's talk about my team. This guy who was there, I'll leave his Twitter down below as well, but he announced, or he said, you know, that a couple of things were returning, and one thing was going to be new that he specially said that I needed to touch on, and that's dynamic duos, as he called it. And he said, for an example, like Stephen Curry, when you put these guys on your team, they'll get some bonuses and boosts, I guess, and they'll play better with each other, which is really cool. That reminds me of the chemistry in Madden that they've just added this year, where if you got, you know, Von Miller and you use the Denver chemistry, and then you add a couple more Denver players, and they get boosted their overalls. I'm assuming it'd be pretty similar here. Maybe there's like a specific badge or something that will activate when you have a couple guys going. I don't know. But that we do know, Dynamic Duos is in the game. Hopefully, it's for historic players as well, because that would be really crazy, man. Nike Follow earlier tweeted out, you know, T-Mac and Vince Carter. Imagine a dynamic duo of them. Imagine LeBron and Wade dynamic duos. Like, there are some crazy combos you could really think of. So that, I will say, absolutely loving that. That's cool. In fact, I mean, I don't want to say, like, I suggested an idea like this, but somebody definitely did at one point. Like, I don't know, it just seems really familiar. I mean, it's a good idea, so I'm sure tons of people have said it. Like, I feel like I have, but I'm not gonna say I did or anything, but a lot of people definitely have suggested that idea, and it's a good one. So, pretty sweet stuff right there, but let's hop on to another section. Another one of his tweets said Blacktop 3v3s returns, and it said you can do, like, quick games with this. And then I guess it chooses the other, you choose one Myteam player and it chooses the other players randomly. Sounds like Gauntlet is returning. They've just changed the name of it, which I'm not a huge fan of. Gauntlet was cool for a couple of things. Gauntlet was great for getting a look at new cards and being able to try them out, but I didn't like the fact that it was on Blacktop. The rules, like, they're just, I don't know, they play different players on there. I didn't like that. I really didn't. The games are kind of pointless. They never added new Gauntlet boards, which they said they would add, which honestly, that's a huge L right there. I'm super disappointed about that. So if that's back in my team, I mean, it really doesn't do much for me. And we haven't heard anything about, you know, a draft mode or anything like that, which a lot of people were asking for. Honestly, I wasn't sure if we were going to get anything like that at all. I thought they'd add something new, which I think they did add something new, but it's kind of hard and cryptic to tell what it is, because I can't really understand some of his tweets. They were in German, and there definitely could have been some things lost over the language barrier. Like, one thing this guy said, he said historic team franchises or something, and I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if that means we're going to be playing, you know, a series of, like, 80 games or something for a team. Like, I don't know what that means at all. So, it was kind of hard to understand some of his tweets. Again, I even took German for a couple years, and I still... I don't know what half that stuff means, man. I just know what some of the letters means and some of the numbers. And he did say that there will be, I think, 6 or 7, I'm not sure, new actual tiers for gem levels, which is really cool. That's one thing that is awesome. We've seen levels like Emerald, we've seen Sapphire, we've seen Ruby, we've seen obviously Gold, Silver, and Bronze, and Diamond, and Pink Diamond, and Amethyst. What could we be seeing next year? Could we be seeing all those? I don't know. That's a lot, but I think he said 7 new levels and tiers besides probably Gold, Diamond, Bronze, and Silver, I'm assuming. But could Onyx be making a return as well? Man, like, there's so many of them. Could they be adding new ones? Like, I think a lot of people have throwing in other gems out there that they could add in, which would be kind of cool. I like that. That, to me, is exciting because I hope that it tears it off really nicely because, again, even this year, when you got a diamond, sometimes it was like, I just pulled the worst diamond, or I pulled the amethyst, but it's the one that goes for less than, like, it goes for, like, a quick sell value. Like, so hopefully that differentiates, if that's a word, between the, hey, this guy's rare, or hey, this guy's super rare, start jumping around the room and shaking people. So, pretty cool stuff right there. Let's touch on some of the other news, though. Some other things that I'm definitely excited for. They're scanning in the shoes this year, which apparently they've never done. I thought they had, but yeah, they're scanning them in with a 3D scanner. Looks cool. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm sure the shoes are going to be great and the equipment, stuff like that. Definitely excited for that kind of stuff. Another thing that came out today is the dynamic commentary team, and besides the main guys, they're going to have 11 other commentators on working with them, which is cool. And I guess that's for like certain teams or certain cities. So maybe the Celtics have, the actual Celtics broadcast, which would be crazy. But I'm not sure which guys they got on there, but that would be kind of cool if they did get them. But yeah, again, I'm not sure because one of those guys, Mike Gorman, was working with Team USA. So I don't know if they're going to, I don't know. We don't know. And some other stuff, they added tons of new animations. I think the number was like 700 animations or something like that. New ones added. So that's kind of nice. They said the dribbling animations is not just, hey, you hold down right trigger and flick it once and, it'll go into a whole bunch of moves. Now, it'll be you got to string stuff together, which they kind of said something similar like this in the past, I thought. But I guess now it's completely, you have to string it together. So maybe you do a couple crossovers and then maybe he'll do a little bit extra at the end of that or something. That would be kind of cool. You do a crossover spin, then maybe he does something a little different than what he do with just, a spin or just a crossover, which is pretty cool. So I like that. I'm excited for the gameplay aspect to see what that looks like. Obviously, even the guy who was out there, he said the graphics were so much better, which is, it's crazy. I mean, they already look amazing to me, so, like, that's exciting. And, yeah, I'm reading off this as well. Pro-Am will be back as well with a few different tiers, which sounds nice. I'm sure the guys who are crew-based and Pro-Am based, they love that. And I think it's definitely a good thing that that's back as well. And, I mean, yeah, we found out some good stuff. We didn't find out much from the park, though. Like, nothing from the park, nothing really from my career. Like, I'm reading over it, but, yeah, definitely some good stuff. They said stealing mechanics is a little bit better this year, which is nice, because they've always had to tune and adjust that. But I do want to say overall, I'm not at the team up day, but it looks pretty fun. I'm definitely a little salty, a little jealous. I've said before, like, there's probably one of those members who shouldn't have been there, and I'm not saying I should have been there, but someone from the community should have been there. But to the other guys, though, shout out to them, man. They worked their asses off this year. They deserve to be there for sure. I mean, they got some cool stuff. They got to meet Karl Anthony Towns, which was awesome. They got to meet D'Angelo Russell, who was also there. They were mocapping those guys. I don't know if they mocapped any YouTubers. If so, that's pretty crazy and cool. Then, of course, they got to play 2K, and I'm not sure if this is it, like, or if they're doing another day of it. I have no clue. But, yeah, so far, we haven't gotten too many tweets from those guys besides some stuff with the mocap earlier. We did get a couple tweets from subs saying 2K17 and a few things like that. Cash hinted that Myteam was pretty lit and they listened to us. Wonder what that means. I'm not sure. I'm sure it means something. Maybe there's something in there that they're not talking about. I don't know. But, I'm just going off of, again, what we've seen so far. And, again, I thought there was some pretty sweet stuff. But, yeah, I guess I will quickly touch upon the ratings that I saw today. And one thing a lot of people were freaking out about is the letter ratings next to the guys. It says their overalls, and they'll say, like, letter ratings. Those have always been a kind of little weird because it combines a few areas, like moving and standing, and now I guess there's open and contested. So, like, it kind of moves all those into one, so I'm not really sure how that works, if it's like all those just clumped together. I mean, yeah, we don't know. And again, it could have been edited. I don't think it was, though. I mean, the ratings look pretty spot on, to be honest. Isaiah was at 85. Who else was it? Horford was 85. Jaylen Brown was spot on. Like, they looked like the normal ratings, to be honest. So I think the ratings, those ones that are out there, are pretty legit and pretty accurate. I'm sure they'll adjust a few things, and maybe they'll even change the lettering system a little bit after seeing people kind of freak out over the fact that some guys had F ratings for three-point shooters who could actually shoot the ball, like Kelly Olynyk or Chris Bosh, who can actually shoot the three ball. So, yeah, they definitely, people were getting a little outraged over that, but that's how it goes, man. Those guys can definitely shoot. Like, there shouldn't be an F next to three-point shot for Kelly Olynyk. I don't know what his ratings are, but that does seem a little weird. So, we'll see if they adjust that, or if that was adjusted and it's not actually that. We don't know, man, but I'm just tweeting out what I see and things that I see on the internet. So, yeah. Hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to check out everything on Twitter, man. Tons of stuff. I'll leave links to my Twitter and the other dude and the community guys. I built a list of some of the guys that were there, and you can click on that if you want to. But, yeah. That is it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section and everything. You can comment on the ratings or whatever. But, yeah. I didn't want to show anything because I'm not trying to get banned. So, yeah. Again, playing it safe, playing it by the books. I think I can vlog and talk about things. Like, that seems like fine to me, but definitely can't show things that are leaked because they've already striking down guys early in the year. But hope you guys did enjoy. Quick late night video talking about 2K17 and Community Day, I guess, from an outsider's perspective. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy, and yeah, I guess that's it.